In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000, my heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we're expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at advertise@k98talk.org. K98talk.com, a leader in internet radio. So grab your seatbelts and take the ride of your life on K98talk.com.
For our own cause, we got a pen and telephone to bypass all your laws. Political correctness will replace the Bill of Rights. Support religious freedom, lest you pray to Jesus Christ. The press is in our pockets cause there's no longer free. You cannot make a move now that the NSA.
All right, folks, we are live. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. It's just a couple minutes past the hour of 6 right here in beautiful downtown Oklahoma City, and it is the America Off the Rails pre-debate show. I promise not to snore too loudly. All right, so before we get into the meat of the show, because I do have to do a show. I know I'm about to get ready for nap time. As soon as the show's over, I'm gonna grab the PJs. Pop the top on a beer, fall asleep, listening to Bernie tell everybody how he's gonna fix the country, even though he's old and retarded. All right, but before we get into that, we do have to give a shout out to the affiliates real quick and pay some bills. So, want to give everybody, as we usually do, in their order as they came to know us and love us. Most of them. Some of them send me cranky emails, but we'll leave that for another show. Alright, so anyway, we have AMFM247.com, which is actually, since I went back to think about it, I think they're actually the first ones that picked this up. Which is, well, of course, other than K98 Talk and this part. But, I'm kind of affiliated with both of those, so calling them affiliate networks would be a bit of a cheat, since I actually own one of them and run the other. But anyway, so we have AMFM247.com, where the show can be heard every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 Eastern. Through them, it is available on a live 365 stream on the interwebs. Also available in 8 low-power markets. Next to pick us up was Red State Talk Radio, where we can be heard every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, 5 Central. So if you are an early riser on the weekends, maybe you want to get up, get around for church, flip over to Red State, check me out, show them some love. You know, they have a lot of great shows over there. I'm not saying you need to tune in over there any more often than you do over here, but you might want to at least show them some love because they do support yours truly. Then, of course, we have the next on the list was SHR Media, where this show can be heard every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 Eastern in the morning. Then, if you noticed, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday seem like a pretty big deal for the show. Not quite sure why that is. But anyway, so we have also, the next on the list was Leading Edge Radio Network, Monday through Friday, 7 Central in the morning, so 8 Eastern. So, you know, there are quite a few days of the week where this show can be heard 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Not trying to toot my own horn. I'm not sure what they like either. Just saying. All right, and then anyway, we have the last terrestrial that we've added so far, with one more big one in the works, is High Point Radio out of Montauk, New Jersey, where this show can be heard every week night. I believe it's later at night, but they've never actually given me an official time. So if you're in New Jersey and you're not sure, just tune to 100.5 on the FM dial. Stay there till you hear me. Just saying. There's an AM one too, but I don't have that frequency memorized. Besides, FM sounds so much cooler. Just saying. Anyway, so that is pretty much the list of the affiliates. Of course, if you're listening on podcast, we're available in multiple platforms there as well. The first ones to go there, of course, were Spreaker, which is the backbone for a lot of the work that we do as far as podcast work. Then we have SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, FM Player, and I think there may be at least one more that I'm forgetting. I don't know. I think that's everybody. All right. So at this point, it is about time for us to go ahead and take that first official paid break inside the show. I'll be back with you here in just a couple minutes. We got to go pay some bills, and then we'll do some discussion about Hillary and Bernie and all of the above. And if you start snoring, I'll hope it's the subject matter and not the host. But either way, we'll get through it.
For our own cause, we got a pen and telephone to bypass all your laws. Political courageous will replace the Bill of Rights. Support religious freedom, lest you pray to Jesus Christ. The press is in our pockets cause it's no longer free. You cannot make a move now that the NSA can see. Don't expect equality, respect or fair play. The IRS will target those who vote the wrong way.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
We will keep this promise to the American people. If you like your doctor, you will be able to keep your doctor, period. If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. Period.
This is the most transparent administration in history. Not even a smidgen of corruption.
Fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. What difference at this point does it make?
If you got a business, you didn't build that.
Oh, welcome to the face. Welcome to the face of the new democracy. Don't expect us to admit a mistake. We're paying off election debts to those on the take. Attorney General's lying even while
It's time to hear the truth about America's biggest challenges. You're listening to America Off the Rails with your host, Rick Robinson.
All right, so we're back. We're live. This is America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson, and this is the official opening of the show. And again, this is the America Off the Rails pre-debate show. And I have a couple of questions. You know, for those of you that are actually out there, and I know you listen to the show. None of you will admit it, but I know you listen to the show. And I know that some of you are out there thinking, you know, hey, great, I'm going to vote for Hillary. Yeah, Hillary's my choice. Hillary's the one that I want. And this is why. This is all I have to say to you.
Okay, terrific.
What the hell are you thinking that you're going to vote for this woman? Have you not been paying attention? Did somebody drop you on your head as a child? Were you bounced were you treated like a basketball maybe? You know, I mean, did they dribble you? I mean, what? I mean, were you somebody's punching bag for fun when you were growing up that all of a sudden you think this woman is the way to go to make the country better? I mean, come on. Look, I'll be the first one to say, you know, the email thing, other people have done what she's getting in trouble for. But the problem is nothing as bad as happened when she was doing the email thing has happened with anybody else. And I'm not necessarily saying that she deserves jail time or anything else for it. But I will tell you my major problem with it, and it's pretty simple. The simple fact of the matter is Benghazi would not have happened the way it happened. I am almost 1,000% sure, or as I said on Twitter the other day, 11,000% sure, that in the incident of Benghazi, if we had been using actual secure communication like we're supposed to in the State Department, there probably wouldn't have been the deaths of those folks. Because there's a reason that come on, look at everything that happened in the news around Benghazi after the incident. There were commanding officers of task force groups that were relieved of command because they were defying a stand-down order. Because they understand how the military works. This current administration does not. So I ask you again, I mean, if you really, really, really think that Hillary is your best choice, seriously, this is all I can say to you.
Okay, terrific.
And I know I've used it now twice, but it really pretty much sums it up. Oh, and for those of you that are, you know, all about the Bernie and you're feeling the burn and everything else, for all of you that are really thinking that it's about time that we go the way of democratic socialism and blah 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 yada yada yada, my first question is, have you been paying attention to Sweden? My second question,
what is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Okay, that's the end of the show, folks. You know, we pretty much wrapped up the debate right there. No, I'm just playing. But seriously, what the hell is up with you people? I mean, Bernie is filling stadiums. We're talking better numbers than Barack insane blah blah blah. I mean, and seriously, for what? Because he wants to take money from the rich and give it to the poor? I mean, that's ultimately, if you really dumb it down, that's basically what he's talking about doing. He wants to take the money, give it back to the government, and then the government decides best what we're going to do with it. What world have I woken up in that everybody in the country all of a sudden seems to think that socialism is the way to go? You know, and it goes back to things that Dr. A, who now hosts a show on Sundays, he's come on several times on my show. And one of the things we always come back to is the fact that it takes about 2 generations worth of time to completely change the mindset of a population. We are now getting into the point where the second generation that has been indoctrinated by our public school system is reaching the voting age. And these are the things that we're seeing based on that information. And this is some of the stuff that scares me. This is a sound clip that I was able to find from CNN in regards to some of Bernie's supporters and why they like him so much. Listen to some of the things that they say.
Under the hot sun in Boulder, Colorado, thousands turn out to cheer on Senator Bernie Sanders.
You're looking at the only non-billionaire major candidate for president who does not have a super PAC.
What do you like most about his message?
I believe that he really does have everybody's best interest in mind. He's not swayed by big corporations. I've enjoyed seeing the T-shirts here today that on the back say "not for sale," and I believe that he really isn't for sale.
For this group, transparency is key.
Bernie has been so good about making sure that people know where his money is coming from, making sure that we know who he's accountable to.
His supporters affectionately call him Bernie. They like his stance on climate change, his support of free public university education, and that he's fighting to close the gap between rich and poor.
The inequality that we have was laughed at when I was a child. It was the only thing that you would have maybe in a small, in those days, third world country.
What supporters here seem to like most about Bernie Sanders is his populist message that the government belongs to all people, not just the 1%ers, as Sanders likes to say. Supporters here see this as a chance for a revolution, and they want Sanders leading the way. The fact that Sanders is a self-described democratic socialist earns him points among this group.
And I was a democratic socialist before it was cool. I just want to say that on tape.
So you're okay with him being a democratic socialist?
Absolutely.
In a young crowd that is mostly white, this woman stands out, one of only a handful of African-American supporters here.
I don't know if his name is really out there in the black population. Maybe he just needs to go in the lower income Detroit or just talk to the colleges and things like that.
The latest CNN polling from South Carolina shows 59% of black voters backing Hillary Clinton, just 4% for Sanders. Some black voters have said they're not hearing enough from him about police brutality and racial injustice.
I've heard more from Bernie about police brutality than any other candidate ever. Yeah, racial injustice. He's been doing it since the 60s.
A reference to Sanders' record on civil rights. In the 60s, he took part in the March on Washington. What's clear here is that when it comes to Bernie Sanders supporters, not everyone fits the mold. A lot of them are very young.
Well, we're older than dirt.
And you're supporting him?
Yes, we are. Yes.
I ask you today to join the political revolution. Let's transform America. Thank you. What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
I'm sorry, if I had the opportunity, that would be the question I would ask Bernie Sanders. Haven't we already had somebody who wants to transform America? How's that working out? I mean, seriously, how is that working out? I mean, here's what scares me about America. There's part of the Marxist ideology that basically stated that the only way that a country could fully make the transition into full-fledged communism and survive it was to have started with unfettered capitalism. It's basically what we've had. Now it's turning into crony capitalism. Now, because of the fact that it's turning into crony capitalism, we now have folks that are saying we need to move more towards democratic socialism. Which, on the face of it, it's if you are one of those people that honestly thinks that your fellow human beings are great, magnanimous, kind, giving, loving people, then democratic socialism sounds like the way to go, because everybody's going to work for everybody else, and we're going to make sure everybody gets what they need. Not necessarily what they want, but what they need. But the problem is, it only works well on a small scale. And then, over time, it starts to fail. And it's proven time and time and time again. And if you don't believe me, look at what's going on with Sweden. And with as broken as our country is right now, if you honestly think that democratic socialism is the way to fix it, then you're not paying attention. Because here's the thing. All of you democratic socialist demagogues out there that are like, the way to fix it is to give the control of the government or give control of the corporations to the government, and then the government works for the people and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay, great, fine, well, good, awesome. Let's try it. You know what's going to happen? All of the people that you hate and despise in corporate America are going to move into political America. And then they're still going to make sure that they get their cut. And they're still going to make sure that they get their money. And if you don't think that kind of crap is going on right now, I direct you to a Washington Times article that we talked up and down all about on this show yesterday, pointing out that there are 10 people in the EPA that make $1 million a year or more. The Environmental Protection Agency is paying at least 10 people $1 million a year or more to do what, is my question. How is anybody in the federal government structure and system making more money than the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America? This is a problem for me. I understand the idea with the government is, hey, we get the best and brightest from the corporate world, we bring them over here, we pay them what we think they're worth, blah, 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 yada, yada. I'm sorry, I don't think anybody's worth $1 million a year. I don't care if you're a football player, baseball player, basketball player. If I'm the one that has to pay your salary, you don't deserve $1 million a year. If you want the free market to pay your salary and they feel like that you know, their ticket sales and their revenue and their t-shirts and their, you know, season passes and their blah, 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 and their upgrades or whatever they want to sell you, if that gets you your $1 million, $2 million, $10 million a year, hey, great. I don't have to be the one to pay for that unless I want to participate. And then I'm helping to pay your salary. But don't tell me that some freaking bureaucratic idiots in the EPA deserve $1 million a year. So we really want to give this government more control? I mean, seriously. You know, I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, at this point, I'm just feeling like I'm losing my mind. I mean, seriously, this is how I feel right now.
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been here for 7 years.
I mean, seriously, I feel like I mean, honestly, I really am starting to feel like I'm the crazy one in the room. I'm either the crazy one or I'm the sane one and everybody else around me is going nuts. Because we have people on this station, granted he's a liberal, but even he's feeling the burn. Because socialism is the way to go. It's the new cool. It's the new hip. You know, it's awesome to take things from everybody else and give them to the folks who need them. And yet we have groups like the EPA spending $220,000 a year training their own paramilitary forces that are supposed to be federal agents. Why does the EPA need its own armed federal agents? I'm pretty sure the EPA, their main mandate was to, you know, find things that need to be fixed, figure out how to fix them, and turn anything illegal over to the FBI. Wasn't that pretty much how it was supposed to go? And yet now they have their own paramilitary forces and they have the largest law firm on government payroll in the history of the world. And yet we want to give the government more control of our money. Do you guys not realize that's what democratic socialism is? It sounds great, you know, because it's not the socialism that supposedly leads to communism. Let me clue you in on a little bit of a problem here. Socialism and communism, basically the same thing. The only difference is, communism, you get there through revolution. Socialism, you get there through legislation. So if we, and eventually one typically leads to the other. So, speaking of which, Sweden, pretty sure next few months they don't figure out how to get something under control with all of these sudden illegal immigrants that are taking all the food and housing and everything away from their elderly, there's probably going to be a revolution. And they're either going to go back to the free market or they're going to slide all the way into communism. Anybody want to take bets as to which one they pick because they're already so used to having everything handed to them? I'm not willing to take that bet either. But back to here. If we make the transition to democratic socialist, then much like Sweden, I give it probably another 30, 40, maybe 50 years, if we're around that long, before we transition into communism or full socialism, and then we will transition into communism. Because that is the way that things work. This is what Marx had in mind from the beginning. Because this is what they want. They want government control. Everything they do is designed around government control. And if you think that Bernie Sanders is not basically trying to move the control into yet even more areas, then you're just not paying attention. I don't want the government to tell me where I have to go to the doctor. I don't want the government to tell me where I have to go to work. I don't want the government to tell me that I have to buy their little gray box 3-bedroom house and little gray box car and wear their little gray clothes, because we're not allowed to have choice anymore because everything is provided for us according to our needs. If we give in to this, and we have far too many people that have, this will be exactly what happens. But the problem is, eventually we will run out of money to fund the programs that everyone, and I mean everyone, will be dependent on. Because no matter what you think, no matter how magnanimous you think your politicians will be in a socialist regime, they will steal from you. They will siphon money from you to support their lifestyles, and you will be the one working every day to make sure that they get nice cars, nice homes, private jets, and vacations. You want to know the real problem with corporate America right now? We can't decide who we want to be. There are two sides to the coin, and we're stuck in the middle. We have the autocratic folks who want the government to run everything and control everything and decide who gets to do what and who gets to do this and who gets to do that. And then we have the corporate oligarchy folks who want the corporations to run everything and the corporations to have all the power. And we're stuck in the middle. And this election outlines this better than I think I have ever seen. Because we have the front runner in the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, with him it's really hard to tell the difference, who's basically the biggest example of crony capitalism you're ever going to see in your life. And then now, for the first time ever that I can think of in my lifetime, we have someone who's not only not shying away from being a democratic socialist, he is espousing it, and so are a lot of the people that want to vote for him. And then we have the folks in the middle. Some of whom just want to bring America back to what she was supposed to be and the principles that she was founded on. The simple fact of the matter is, folks, we are losing ground every single day to these mealy-mouthed, namby-pamby, wussy-type people that want everything handed to them, and they want warm and fuzzy. And you know why they want warm and fuzzy? Because that's how they were made to feel as children. We were not. There's an entire generation that have never been allowed to fail. What nobody wants to admit, and this is coming from someone who's failed more times than I care to admit, I have learned a damn sight more from every single one of my failures than I ever have from any of my successes. We have removed one of the biggest building blocks of childhood. Failure teaches so much more. It teaches you to survive. It teaches you to thrive. It teaches you strength of character, because you realize just because I didn't succeed now doesn't mean I should just give up. But when you start giving everybody participation trophies and ribbons for everything that they do, and no matter what, somebody gets recognition, you have an entire generation of folks that are ready to vote for Bernie Sanders. Because it's all about the feels. And it's all about everybody making sure that the government takes care of everybody that the government needs to take care of. Here's my problem. And it's been my problem from day one. Why is it the government's responsibility to take care of anyone? The private sector, if we went back to an actual free market economy, could do so much more and so much better for all of these people. And it's been addressed I don't know how many times. And it would be so easy to fix in so many different ways. Even attacking it from the government perspective. And that's part of the problem. Is these people do not want these problems fixed. They don't. They don't want them fixed. They don't care to have them fixed. Because if they're fixed, they don't need us anymore and we don't need them anymore. Alright, so at this point we are running a little bit long. I'm going to have to take a really quick break, pay some bills for the bottom of the hour. We'll be right back here in just a second with more America Off the Rails. Don't go away. Lots more to talk about. A few clips from Hillary and much, much more.
Red Nation Rising brings you Town Hall Radio.
From a single tweet to 3 million a month, our community is a force to be reckoned with on social media.
So don't miss our show, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on K98 Talk.
Our chat room is our co-host, and you ask the question.
Join us and be heard.
So get ready to sound off on Red Nation Rising Radio. No one else is going to do it for you.
There's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a long lost friend.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
K98Talk.com, a leader in internet radio. So grab your seatbelts and take the ride of your life on K98Talk.com.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of our military service members, of their families or their children, asking them to deploy, patrol, stay on watch, on point, asking them to put themselves in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to bring them all the way home, to keep them secure, to have their backs for the rest of their lives. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs do whatever it takes to help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Find out how you can help at findwwp.org.
This is JD.
And this is Stacy.
Join us Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, for Game On. Remember,
lock up the children and the old folks.
Game On, the home of liberty-conservative conservatism.
Where no one is safe, and no one is spared, not even the hosts.
Oh, that was supposed to be a spin cycle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. We love you anyway. Right round, baby.
Self-monitoring
right round.
Ebola radio strikes again.
Anyway,
Anybody see the host monkey? Where's the host monkey? Where's the host monkey? For God's sake, I need an antidote. Just do your rant. Let's pop out of the segment.
Find us on Twitter at JD and Stacy.
You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Cause we got a pen and telephone to bypass all your laws. Political correctness will replace the Bill of Rights. Support religious freedom, lest you pray to Jesus Christ. The press is in our pockets.
All right, folks, we're back. We're live. This is America Off the Rails. Already into the last half hour of the show. Where does the time go when I'm hanging out with you lovely, lovely people? I did notice quite a few of you in the chat room. For some reason, I can't see you, but I can tell you're there because of the count, so feel free to say hello. I am in there with you. Even though I can't see your names, if you type, it'll probably show up. We do have lots of folks that have the chat room pretty much on lots of different sites and players and everything else, so it does cause some ghosting, so you may be able to see me, but I may not be able to see you. Say hi anyway, because if you type, I can usually see it. Alright, but anyway, before we get too much further, that last commercial that we played right before we came back, I want to give a bit of a shout out, and I don't think I've done this for them yet. JD and Stacy have been with the station now, I think it's headed towards about 7, maybe 8 months, maybe. And they have been an addition here that has not only brought more to the table than I ever thought would happen, and I say that with the biggest, most humble heart possible, because we have some great shows and great folks here, and I'm not trying to diminish any of them. But JD and Stacy have been a pair of folks that are always working, always networking, always trying to find ways to make the network, the station, and their show better. And I just want to give them a big shout out, because last Friday, when I was supposed to be in the process of trying to close on my house, and then wasn't able to, but it should hopefully happen here in the next little bit, but I don't want to give away too many specifics just because I don't want to jinx it. But anyway, so their debut on a terrestrial AM station in the Philadelphia, Jersey, and Delaware area was last Friday at 5 on WNJC 1360. And, you know, them being the great folks that they are, they kept, you know, everybody that tweeted them about it, they kept deflecting it back to me and saying it's all because, you know, I've allowed them to put their show on multiple platforms, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Look, I don't know if it's just because of how I'm wired, but I don't like it when people that work their tails off try to give all the credit back to me. So I just want to take a second to say, JD and Stacy, I know you're listening. Maybe not live because you guys are prepping for your own show later. Probably about to see if you can get drunk before the debate, because I know I wish I could. But I just want to say that you guys are the ones that worked your tail off to get where you are, and you deserve all the credit. That being said, I'm right behind you. That's right, folks. I'm headed there too. We haven't set the actual launch date yet because I want to get through with everything else that I have going on right now. But I have confirmed that we will likely be going over there within the next few weeks. So, yeah, you beat me, but I still made it, you bastards. Alright, no, I'm just playing. Alright, so before we get too much further, we do need to, you know, spend a few minutes talking about the Hillmeister, the Hillary, the Hildebeest, the Hildebrand, the, oh my god, what is she wearing? Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's a hideous pantsuit. You know, one of the first things that one of the first times I knew, before anybody else did, that Hillary's campaign was going to be in serious, serious trouble. We're talking before all the email scandals really started getting steam and everybody realized that, hey, she's not really wiped anything, she's just trying to hide crap, all that fun stuff. One of the first times I knew that they were in really, really big trouble was when I heard this. Somebody grab the barf bag!
First lady, that's the country and my family. Now it's time for us to stand up with Hillary.
No, it's not. It's time for you all to sit down and go away. All right, so this has been going around now for, good Lord, I think it's been almost a year since I dusted that off. But yeah, that was, there was this big thing for a while when everybody thought that Hillary was going to be the anointed one, because that's what everybody called Obama the last time. So they kind of just figured that, it would be one of those basically a handing of a baton. Because, that was the behind-the-scenes agreement. In case nobody's been paying attention, the plan was, when in 2008, they realized that there was no way that Hillary was going to beat Barack Insano blah, blah, blah. Or as JD likes to call him, oh, boo-boo. I still think he should get the clip from Yogi and... Yeah, anyway... Sorry, I digress. It's been a long week and it's only Tuesday, so sue me. Alright, so anyway. Back to what I was saying before I kind of got off the rails in my own head. When Bill and Hillary realized that there was no way, with the populist wave that was building from the crowd of free stuff, that they were going to be able to beat blah, 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 they basically made a pact with him behind the scenes that when he was no longer going to be president, whether he decided to keep his word and leave at the end of the first term, which I honestly thought he was. If you look at his performance in the first debate, pretty sure he thought he was done. And then something changed for him. I'm not sure what it was. I'm sure it probably had something to do with Valerie Jarrett having her hand shoved up a really dark place, moving his lips. But whatever, that's a story for another day. But yeah, so anyway, they made this behind-the-scenes deal, right? That, when it's our time, when you are done, you'll support Hillary, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Well, see, the thing about that was, at first everybody was like, yeah, and then like, yeah, whatever, we'll just do it whenever we do it. So basically what wound up happening is when he got reelected in 2012, there was a pretty heated phone call between blah, 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 and Mr. got my knob slobbed in the Oval Office. And basically, Obama told Bill, I hate you and I'm not going to support your wife because I don't like you. And so the thing about it is, everybody's all over the Republican Party over this email scandal and everything else. So who honestly broke that? Wasn't the Republicans. Her name starts with Valerie and ends with Jarrett. Oh. Guess it doesn't really do me much good to try to give you a hint when I give you the whole name. But I already know that most of you are 3 seats to the wind getting ready for the Democratic debate. And the rest of you are so frothing at the mouth to go hear from Bernie that you're probably not paying attention anyway. But yeah, so this whole email thing, yeah, that came from the White House. But you know why that came from the White House? You know how everybody's still giving all the Republicans a hard time over the whole birth certificate thing? Let it go, man. It's 8 years later. No way now to verify whether he is or isn't born in America, and it's not like it really matters. That didn't start from the Republicans either. That started from Hillary. It's amazing how much history people forget. And that's what I'm waiting for tonight. You want to know the real reason why I'm staying sober for the debate? You want to know the real reason? One, I'm actually a paid talk show host now, so I have to talk to you about the debates tomorrow. Won't do me much good to do that if I'm blotto. But trust me, I've thought about it. I'm not sure I could pull it off. But at the same time, I'm curious to see if anybody's going to hand her some of the crap she said in 2008 right back in her face. And I bet you they won't, because they're Democratic candidates on CNN, and there will be no gotcha moments. There's going to be all hail Queen Hillary. Oh, look at Bernie. Who cares? And then the other guys, most of which I don't even remember their names, which makes me feel bad because, well, no, never mind. He's not going to be on the stage. Lloyd Kelso was actually interviewed a few times with Bryce. I think now twice, maybe. And he's actually trying to run for the Democratic nomination for president. And Bryce is all kinds of 18 shades of mad because Kelso has more social media impressions and presence than Lincoln Chafee, and yet I guess Lincoln Chafee is on the stage tonight. Not that I care, but I really wish I was there just so I could throw tomatoes at Hildebeest and Bernie Boy. But I digress. Alright, so, since we haven't done it in a while, I want to go over a couple things with you. We do have a couple of giveaways here going on through exclusively The Spark and K98. You may hear about them on other affiliates. Even if you do, you are still eligible to enter. We have two different giveaways going on concurrently right now. We have a small prize giveaway and a large prize giveaway. We will continue to give things away every show as long as I can remember to give out the information until I tell you we're done. So we have a group called Art is War, and they are a conservative t-shirt group, and they also do bumper stickers. And they have been so kind to donate to us several different shirts of all shapes and sizes, as well as several different bumper stickers. My favorite shirts, which are the ones that I was allowed to pick from for this round, and then once we're out, we'll just start forwarding all the information to them so they can get you whichever ones you want, because they basically told us we can give away as much of their stuff as we want, so that's what we're going to do. So if you want a t-shirt, bumper sticker, or both, what you need to do is either go to K98talk.org, and there's a little sign-up thing on the front page that says, hey, which giveaway do you want? Do you want the holster, or do you want some stuff? So, because like I said, we have two. Or you can hit an email address, which is artiswar@k98talk.org, and you can give me your name, your address, and your shirt size, and which ones you want, and whether you want a bumper sticker to go with it, and then I get them shipped out to you. You get to wear them, put them on your car. It's great. You get free stuff just for listening to K98 Talk. And for that one, again, we have right now 3 different styles of shirts, I believe. We'll have to check later. We have a bright red shirt with an upside down, the shield and the eagle. It's a red shirt, black lettering, black shielding, and it's the slogan on that shirt is "Government is the problem." Then we have "All Lives Matter," and then we have seen the enemy, and she's wearing a hideous pantsuit, and it has a ginormous picture of Hillary Clinton on it. If you're gonna wear a shirt out to eat and you want to not worry about getting stuff on it, I highly recommend that one. Just saying. And then, of course, we have bumper stickers that go along with those particular motifs. And if you want any of those, all you've got to do is shoot me an email. You shoot me an email. Typically, what we're going to try to do is probably about every 5th email will win a prize. You can only email me once per day. You can email as many times as you want per week, but only one a day. And basically, what I will do is go through that particular email, and as we get them counted up, every 5th email gets a shirt and a bumper sticker of your choosing. Just let me know which one you want and the sizes. And if I don't have them, if you want to know what you can get, what you can do is just go to artiswar.com. ARTISWAR.com. Go see what they have. If you see a shirt there that you like that I didn't tell you about, email me. If you're number 5, you get it. I'll make sure it happens. If you want more information about how you can get one from them, go to their website. I'm not even necessarily saying you got to take the free stuff, but at least support the sponsor. And then we have, which you actually, I failed at life today. I have not played his commercial yet, so we'll probably do that here in a minute as we close. We have a giveaway from a gentleman of mine that I've known now through the shows for several months. He was out of Texas. He goes on Twitter by the handle of Slickery Trigger, and that's pretty much how he introduces himself on the commercial, so we're going to keep it that way. But he does make Kydex holsters, and he is donating one a month to a listener or to someone who shoots us an email. Now, for this one, it's going to be a little bit harder to win. We're going to take email number 25, but once we get to 25, that's it for the month. So, but the thing about it is, we will keep taking emails till we get to 25. And you can hit that one up at rebelroad@k98talk.org. Again, if you don't want to shoot us an email, there is an entry form right on the front of the website at k98talk.org. I know everybody's used to going to k98talk.com. The guy that helps me run that site has been really, really busy, and I don't know enough about how he's coded it to get in there and fix things, so it was just easier for me to build a mirror site, because that way if one goes down, we've still got the other. But there's a full schedule on the K98talk.org site, some of which I do need to go in and update because we have had some changes. And there is also the entry form right there on the front page. All you got to do is fill in what it asks you for. You have to make sure that you acknowledge the terms and conditions, which is the part that I'm about to give you right now. By submitting the email, you do agree that even if you do not win, your information can be forwarded to the sponsor so that they can contact you about other things that they offer, whether it's for the holster or for the shirt. And you also do agree to be solicited to by the station. So as long as you're cool with the terms and conditions, shoot us an email. We'll hook you up. Really is that simple. As far as for the holster, what we'll do is forward the information along to the guy that actually makes the holster, because he does make them custom. So I'll make sure that you give me a way for him to contact you, even if you prefer it be by email, so that he can get the specifics from you about the type of gun and everything that he's going to be making it for. And I'm sorry, I really can't talk very much more about the debate tonight and about the whole Bernie Sanders thing, because anytime I start thinking about Bernie Sanders, I feel more and more like this guy.
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been here for 7 years.
And anytime I hear somebody tell me they want to vote for Bernie Sanders, I want to yell this.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
And it really is that simple, because here's the thing. I don't think Hillary's going to make it. I think we are seriously about to look. If things keep going the way they're going, we are probably going to have the Trump and the anti-Trump on the same stage. And I'm not pleased about this at all, because I think neither one represents what this country actually stands for. Does anybody remember that that's what our politicians are actually supposed to do? They're supposed to represent ideals. They're supposed to stand up for them, and they're supposed to put we the people first. Neither one of these nozzles that have a really good shot right now of being the two people on a debate stage in a few months, please, for the love of God, tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. Dude, I'm seriously about ready to try to put on Dorothy's heels and click them together 3 times just to see if I can wind up getting back to where the hell I started. Because this cannot be the planet I grew up on, I'm just saying. I mean, seriously, let the idiocy of that sink in for a second. We have a crony capitalist running for president, and we have a democratic socialist running for president. Pretty scary times. People wonder why I drink. You know, I used to have all the sound effects from Airplane. I really miss the one that says I really picked a bad day to quit drinking. I gotta find that one again. Alright, so anyway, for all of you that are making fun of me under your breath and rolling your eyes, all I have to say to you about that is one of these right here.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah, that's it. Alright, so that is pretty much going to do it for this particular episode of America Off the Rails. I have to make room to get out the way, because we have Miss Jennifer Meadows coming up next on Graceland Radio with a guest, and sadly I don't have the information in front of me. I know, aren't I a great programming director? I mean, I can't even keep my stuff straight. Does that surprise anybody else? Because I gotta say, it honestly really doesn't surprise me, but I live in my head, so I guess it shouldn't surprise me. If I was surprised by the fact that I can't do half the things that I say I'm gonna do, that would be really scary. Alright, so at this point, that is going to do it for this particular episode of America Off the Rails. I'm your host, Rick Robinson. I will be back with you tomorrow, and we shall and will discuss the debate. Hang around for a little bit after the last set. I do need to go ahead and throw Trigger's commercial out there because I feel bad because I forgot. Don't go away, folks. Lots more radio tonight right here on K98 Talk.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. Later.
Game over, man. It's game over.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Giggity, 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 let's have sex.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.